Chartered Accountants. I'm back with my next video on how to prepare for advanced accounting paper. I'm sure you all would have done a very good job in accounting paper, and now let's get started with what is going to be our revision plan for that 1.5 day before the day of exam. I would tell that the time available for revising advanced accounting paper would be day 1. You would have half a day because you would have just come back from your tax paper and that half a day pending, half a day left to cover in day 1. Day 2 you have of the full day available, and day 3 again on the day of exam you have half a day available. Now what should be your plan for studying over this day 1, day 2, day 3? Some topics, these are just my suggestive topics. If you already have a plan, please don't even go by with the plan which I am telling. It's only for those who have not yet made a ready-made plan for revising the topics. Day 1, I want you to cover off all these simple topics like ESOP, buyback of shares, then liquidation, underwriting commission. All of these chapters, ensure that you cover it off on day 1. Day 2. Day 2 is going to be a very long day for you, where you're going to cover the major blocks in our syllabus. The first one being partnership, amalgamation, internal reconstruction. Thereafter, redemption of debentures, branch accounts, and then I would tell 2 chapters which are primarily driven by certain formats, certain specific model questions, banking and insurance. You cover this, a major chunk of your syllabus or major chunk of your marks is only from these topics. Departmental accounts, if you can squeeze into day 1 itself. If not, it can spill over to day 2. Now you may wonder, I have not made a mention of accounting standards itself. That's because I want you to cover the accounting standard only on day 3. Day 3, the day before you go to exam, that half day, ensure that you wake up early in the morning. Early means maybe by something like 6:30, 7 o'clock. If you slept at night, 2 o'clock something. I am sure about 5 hours of sleep should be sufficient before the day of exam. So accounting standards you would cover on day 3. Entire accounting standard on this day. Now, once you've started with this plan and you find that time is a constraint, you're not able to go as per your plan, which are some topics which you can afford to drop? Please note, 100% coverage is what we are targeting, but in case you want to drop some chapters, which should be those chapters, I could tell least amount of weightage of marks is from these chapters. These chapters, they are only optional because one question you can leave in choice, so you can calculatively miss out one of these questions, which even if they are asked in the exam. Hence, these chapters you can comfortably leave. But nobody should reach the examination hall without covering these chapters. By these I mean partnership, amalgamation, redemption, branch, banking, insurance and departmental accounts. You are not leaving any of this. Learning these chapters alone would guarantee you an exemption. Take it from me, it will be guaranteeing you an exemption. Now that we've seen what are the topics we have to revise, next comes how to revise these topics. So I'm going to focus on how are you going to revise these topics. To revise these topics, my discussion is going to be divided into 2 parts. 1, how to revise accounting standards, and 2, how to revise other chapters. How to revise accounting standard. Go through all your classroom notes. In case you prepared a handy note for every accounting standard, some 2-3 summary pages, perfectly well, go through that. So you're going through all your classroom notes. Avoid reading from a book which you've already not studied from, because it will unnecessarily create panic and bring down your confidence levels. Once you're done with the classroom notes, next I would suggest go through the practice manual. Yes, time would be insufficient to go through every single question. We are not targeting at going through every single question just the day before the exam. But what we are targeting is so that you know how to present the answers, what is the flow that you should have in your answers in the examination. So for AS, I would tell classroom notes and practice manual to be quickly just run through. Other chapters. I have a different call on how to revise other chapters. I wouldn't tell sit and work out a question exactly sitting one day before the exam. Just audit the solutions. All your classroom notes, just audit all the solutions which you had worked out in the class, and one question in each model would be more than sufficient for you to revise. Because please remember, you're going to cover multiple topics on a single day. You can't study partnership, amalgamation for an entire day. You need to cover partnership, amalgamation, banking, insurance, redemption, which means you are having very limited time to go through every topic. So one question in each model audit, plus if you want, you can work out a few questions from every chapter. Now, why am I suggesting not to work out questions just the day before the exam? If you get it right, nothing like that. But if you go wrong, your confidence levels, you yourself would have shattered it. Plus, it takes quite much time. If you work out a question, you may not be able to complete revision of all the topics. That's the only reason why I would tell, just audit your solutions. Don't attempt to work out questions just during the examination phase. So this is about how to revise the topics. Now once how to revise is done, 1 hour before the exam, I have already told you the day before the exam, on that day we have reserved accounting standards for revision. 1 hour before the exam, what are the topics to cover? 1 hour before the exam. Tension would be high. You will literally feel that I don't remember anything that I've studied. Mind blank. Please calm down. Tell yourself nothing. I can do it. I've studied so much. I know I will do it. Keep telling these affirmations to yourself again and again. It will make a difference. It will bring back your confidence levels. Yeah. Coming back to 1 hour before the exam, what are the topics to be revised? Specifically, 1. This accounting paper has certain chapters which are driven by formats, and you can't afford to miss the formats. First one, banking. In banking chapter, you have this provisioning norms, capital adequacy ratio calculation, then this discount on bills, rebate on bills discounted, those things. These are, and of course, P&L account, balance sheet. These formats ensure that you're revised quickly. It should take only about 10-15 minutes to just quickly brush through all this. In insurance chapter, go through how to compute claims quickly, and the revenue account, P&L account format, plus premium calculation. These are something which you will revise. And third thing from where you're going to revise for sure is formats, liquidation. Liquidation accounts, you will be going through statement of affairs format, B list of contributories, and third thing, liquidata statement of accounts. Quite many miss out this chapter. They feel that it's very difficult, not worth the time. But mind you, 1 or 2 questions you do in each model, more than sufficient. I would tell 1 hour is enough for revising liquidation of companies if you've already studied it. Okay, so 1 hour before the exam, crucial time. Avoid talking, avoid messaging, any number of wishes coming for your friends and family members. Just don't answer them, because anyhow those wishes you can come back also and tell them thank yous. Okay, now that you've reached the examination hall, the examination center, you will be checking into the examination hall 15 minutes before. So I could tell 15 minutes time is for you to go through the question paper, and then we start the exam from 2 o'clock and goes on till 5 o'clock. So this 3 hours is the testing time for us. In the examination hall, at 1:45 you receive a question paper. Don't open your question paper, don't read. Just close your eyes, meditate for 1 minute, invoke the blessings of God, tell your mind that I will do well, I can do it, I have studied, and I will be able to remember all that I have all that I have studied. Tell that to yourself again and again. 1 minute, time over. Start reading the question paper. Go through, quickly glance through what all questions have been asked. See what all chapters have been questioned. After which, in your mind itself, decide which question you are going to select first. Whichever you know best, select that first. So now, and the moment you've selected the question, start telling in your mind what are the points that you should be writing for that question. I would tell preferable answer accounting standard question. It's a theoretical question, so you know that this much written and your answer is done. Now when you're writing accounting standard question, don't write 2 long paragraphs. Focus on writing the keywords properly. How to attract examiner's attention for an accounting standard answer? Let me tell you that now. All your keywords, you can do one thing. You can either write it in caps, which means suppose the keyword which I have to write is there is a rebutable presumption that the useful life of an intangible asset cannot exceed 10 years. If I have to write this, I could write there is a rebutable presumption. Rebutable presumption word alone I can put it in caps, so that this gets highlighted to the examiner. Or I could do one more thing. I could write a box, put a box around this, that the life cannot exceed 10 years. I could either put a box like this, or I could underline pencil. If you don't have time, underline pen itself. So attracting examiner's attention to your answers for a theoretical answer, you can write it in caps, you can draw a box like this, or you can underline it. Next, avoid writing your answers in big paragraphs. Preferable to write it in bullet points. And next thing which is preferable, if you're writing an answer with multiple paragraphs, prefer writing some side headings so that the idea of the paragraph is captured in that side heading. And if you're writing a numerical answer for an accounting standard question, preferable to do it in tables. Not able to think of what columns you should do, how should you present the table. Don't worry, just start writing sentences. But remember to space out adequately. Don't cram up your answer in a single place. You have paid enough for the examination fee. You will have enough. Any number of additional sheets are going to be provided to you for writing the exam. So don't by any chance cram up your answer. Neat presentation. Avoid overwriting. If this is wrong, don't score out like this. Just neatly score it out like this and replace it with the right word. Overwriting, avoid it, and ensure that your handwriting is legible, because the examiner wants to understand what are you trying to communicate through your papers. Next point. Whenever you're starting a question, say this is your answer paper, write question either in caps, or you can write like this also, question number 3. That's it. 3A, subpart, whatever it is, write it and start writing down your answer. Ensure that you answer all the subparts in the single place. I have already covered this part in the previous video, hence I am not recollecting back those points covered in the previous video. Now, there are some questions which are very often my students come back and ask me. One, I read the question, ma'am. I didn't know how to start the question. I was totally lost on reading the question. My simple answer for this would be, if you have a starting problem, one thing, just read the question first time. Glance through quickly. Understand what are the requirements of the questions. What is the question asking you? Suppose the question is, tell us at what value the lease liability should be recognized in the books of lessor. This is the question. Understand the question. Don't give your answer on whether it is a finance lease or operating lease and then start calculating the present value of MLPs. Stick to what is the requirement of the question. Another example, underwriting commission. They may ask you what is the liability of the underwriter in terms of shares, or they can ask you what is the liability of underwriter in terms of rupees. Depending on how they've asked you, answer the question. If they ask you journal entries, make sure that you write narrations also. If they ask you ledger account, don't go and write journal entries. So some silly mistakes are to be avoided. Next, please calm down your mind when you're writing the paper. Avoid calculation mistake. You have already a calculator with you. So with the calculator, we can't afford to make any calculation mistake. Hence, calming down mind is the crucial point of the 3-hour time. Now, next thing. I have followed this personally, so I'm telling you. 3 hours sometimes drains out energy levels because you would have studied all night, you wouldn't have eaten properly, you wouldn't have slept properly. So sitting through the 3 hours, sometimes you will not be able to focus your mind on the exam. So what I used to do is, carrying water was total. I never used to miss carrying a bottle of water. Plus I used to also take along with me some toffees, or my mom used to pack me this fruit juice. So I used to take this fruit juice, so that every 1 hour time I used to just sip through, so that sugar brings up the energy levels in very short span of time. Hence you can think that you decide to carry these toffees or any fruit juices along with you when you go to the examination center. Next point. Now that we've covered how to present the answer, next thing, remember that you are going to time your paper in such a way that for every 1 mark, you cannot afford to spend more than 1.5 minutes in answering the question. Which means, for a 16 mark question, the time available is only 24 minutes. If you exceed 24 minutes, okay, maximum 1 minute you can exceed. 25 minutes, you're still not able to finish it off. That's it. Pause the question, go ahead. Leave some space. Leave some space where you can come back and do it. But pause the question, go to the next question. It should not happen that you complete some questions totally well and you just miss out answering some questions. So timing the paper is very important. And the next thing, when you're writing the paper, I want you to ensure that you complete the paper at least 15 minutes before the scheduled time. Now why 15 minutes? In that last 15 minutes, you are going to review all your answers, check whether you have answered all the questions, and staple the paper on time, check whether the question numbers are properly written, see, and in case you got stuck in any place, you can go back and complete those questions. So completing, if not 15 minutes, at least 10 minutes before the scheduled time is very essential. So yeah, this is it. I think that with this amount of preparation, this amount of points kept in mind, you will be able to decently do advanced accounting paper well. And for me, I would tell advanced accounting paper is that paper which we are banking for an aggregate. In group 2, you are having 3 papers: advanced accounting, ITSM and auditing. Now ITSM and auditing are theory papers, so major marks where we are going to bank for our aggregate is only going to be advanced accounting. So I want you to do this paper to the best of your ability. I wish you good luck. God is with you. He will work through you. Thank you.